Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here once again. Excited to be here doing this with you, and I hope that you are excited as I am. You know, thanks for always being here with me. Thanks for always joining me to do this. And this is a platform where we get to work on our relationships and to make it better. And if working on your relationship and making your relationship better is what you are interested in, then you are in the right place. Thanks always for always joining me here every Saturday. And for a while now, we've been having some discussions that was prompted by a real life event. So now that I think that we should wind down on that conversation and be able to do you know, be able to go back to class because here now we are back to class. Before now, we've been trying to trash a particular issue, but now let's go back to class so that we'll be able to do what we are supposed to be doing, learning gradually instead of, jumping right in the middle of a discussion as we did the last time. So, before we go ahead, just quickly listen to this, intro. Instagram people, good morning. Thanks for being here with me this morning. Thanks so much. Yes, we are back. We are back. And today, I just want us to do justice to the topic that we've been discussing. Before now, I brought on a case that I was handling to the table because I wanted my clients to be able to, see things and hear things from a different perspective so that we are not all just clouded in our own reality alone. And that was one of the reasons why we're having that discussion on we've been having the discussion for the past how many weeks. But before I go ahead, I want to quickly share this video. I'm trying to see if I can find it and send it out so that we can have more people join us this morning. Babes, can you see me on but what of on Facebook? Well, okay, maybe we should just go ahead with IG. I think I'm having problems with the I think I'm having problems with the Facebook Live. I don't know what is happening this morning. I think I am connected, but I can't seem to find it anyway. Okay, if you can help us invite your friends and people, please help us do that now before we continue with the video. Before we continue with what we are doing, but right now I can't seem to find the video. But hopefully let's hope that things are working well. I hope I can get anybody on Facebook to give me a feeler as to whether they can find us on Facebook. Okay, I think right now we are on my page live. I think we are on my okay, so I get to share here now. I've seen the video and I've posted it. Okay, because we actually have a lot to talk about today. You can help me to reconnect. Okay, this is what technology does to people in my generation. Right now, I think I'm having issues with my IG life. But anyways, I think that we should just go ahead irrespective. We should just go ahead irrespective. We'll try to see how we can post it on other platforms later. Um, because my IG is still checking for something. But let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead. I will ask my people to continue. Please help me to continue doing this. I think he's still saying that the network is poor or something. Okay, we've been talking about infidelity, which is I'm using data. Um, we've been talking about infidelity, and we have looked at several sides of the story. And today, I just want to give a concluding part to the issue of infidelity. We've spoken from a male perspective. We've spoken from a male perspective. We've spoken from even if it is it's supposed to be here. Sorry, they're just distracting me here. Just put it general. Just put it. If it connects, fine. If it doesn't connect, you can leave it. We'll post it there later. Um, it's checking for connection. If it checks and finds it. But okay, so that we'll not be distracted and we'll not use the whole of today to just be solving all these issues. We've spoken about infidelity, and like I said, I want us to go back to class so that we'll be able to learn on this journey. We've spoken from a male perspective, we've spoken from a female perspective, we've spoken about the pain that women go through. We talked about the raw emotions that men go through when they are facing this kind of issues. Then we also spoke about um, the societal imbalance around infidelity. But really, the aim of discussing this is to be able to get people to heal and to see whether there can be a change. But the major thing is about healing for my people, for my clients that I'm working with, and throwing the story out there in the open achieved a particular aim. It reduced the fact that it's my story, and it reduced it to it helped us to be able to get to the point where it became less personal. It became less personal, and so they are able to get feelers from outsiders to see what they think and feel about the issue. And somehow, when you're able to do that, and the story becomes less of your own, it loses the hold that it has of you. And we've been able to do that. But let's go to the healing part of the issue now. We know that infidelity is, today I want us to consider some issues that arise as a result of infidelity that we might have thought about, but we might not have thought deeply enough about these things. The first thing that I want us to talk about is that, infidelity, um, it's painful, and it's painful to both parties. It's painful to both parties. It is painful to the perpetrator, and it is also painful to the betrayed. We can't take it away that it is an experience that, and as we continue to get more modernized, it just becomes a sin against, it becomes less of a sin against just your marital vows. But right now, it is almost like an attack on people's individuality, because we invest so much in love. We The way we talk about love, it is something that it is just less. Before now, I don't think that marriage has this kind of hold when it was not this romanticized, and it was just an economic enterprise where you just get married so that you can have more children and they can work on your farm. And even you that you're having children for the man, you already know that, well, if this is if this is about me helping him to become more of the man that he is. But now it has been romanticized, and so infidelity hurts, and it hurts really deeply. It hurts people that have experienced it. They know that it is real pain. It is real pain to be able to deal with infidelity. And so we need to be able to look at the pain that is involved and see how we are able to walk people out of this, and so that they can recover well, and also be able to face the life that is ahead of them in such a productive manner. So and I remember that I said that we are not talking about unfaithfulness around relationship from the point of view of people that are just chronic philanderers, that they want to philander, they want to just sample and have a taste of what is out there. No, and they are just having fun. No, we are talking from the point of view of people that never believed that they can be in that space and found themselves in that space. They never believed in their life that they would be, in that space where they are now, they never believe that they can cross the line. I'm talking about sober people, and these are the kind of people that actually come out for therapy. They are not people. They are people that they are even wondering themselves, how did I get here? And so we are trying to understand what can push a responsible adult, a responsible man, a responsible wife, a responsible husband, to the point where you are making wrong choices that you never believed that you were capable of. And those are the kind of people that we are interested in, because you know that, in doing this, I have a lot at stake. And yet you still do it. You know it will cost you your reputation for people that are working with different organizations. So people, even pastors, they know that they have everything to lose. If my members find out about what I'm doing, I'm in trouble, because the church might as well close down. Or even businesses that people hold you in high esteem. I remember that in recent times we've been able to talk about CEOs that indulge in activities like this, and people, because of that, begin to scorn their organizations. I know that you have a lot to lose. You have your reputation to lose, you have your marriage to lose, you have your partner to lose, you have the respect of all your loved ones, your children, if children are involved. You have this to lose, and yet you still do it, despite the fact that some people are not stupid, and they just know that, yeah, but they still believe that in the process, I might still be able to go on, unscratched somehow. And you have even your means of livelihood. You know that there's a possibility of losing it, and the trust that people have in you, your integrity, everything is on the line, and yet you stake it to have an affair. Why do people get to that point where they make unpleasant choices, where they make poor choices that will harm them, and they still get to the place that they feel like it's inevitable, there is nothing I can do about this? So those are the kind of people that we're interested in this morning, to find out what exactly why do people make poor choices around issues like this. And um like I said, the pain is real. For both the betrayed and the unfaithful, the pain is real. And in closing, I just want us to be able to, delve into some of the pain that is involved, the issues that, couples that have gone through infidelity might need to face. And these are real issues that happen to, um, to them. So, for maybe firstly, I want to talk about the fact that, sincerely, if you are well meaning, infidelity comes with pain for both partners. Usually the betrayed partner feels like, I am being the sin is against me alone. But we need to be able to get to the point where we begin to appreciate that for both the perpetrator and the betrayed, they both feel different kind of pain. It comes with pain for everybody. It comes with pain for both of them. And maybe we should begin to talk about it. So for the betrayed, I think that one of the kind of issues that you will begin to face is the issue of, dealing with the fact that you have been stupid. And I think that in one of the episodes we talked about it, where you are wondering, how did I ever get to the point that I didn't read the signs? I didn't know the handwriting on the wall. I must have been really very stupid. I'm not, and you begin to blame yourself. You begin to pile on guilt for what you're not responsible for. And maybe I should just quickly chip in that you can't be smarter than someone that is cleaning their tracks. You can't be smarter than someone. It's like blaming yourself for being invaded by robbers. The best that you can do is to just know that um I will do all that I can to keep myself safe. But if an intruder comes and if they come and they eventually steal your possession, it is not your fault. They are the ones that are it takes active planning to be able to commit crime. And infidelity is a crime of some sort, and the person thought about it. They knew what they were doing. They tried to clean and cover their tracks to be able to get to be able to do it successfully. So I think the issue of stupidity is something that you need to know that you don't have a hold on it. You are not responsible for other people's choices. They had their own choice and they made their own choice. Another thing that you have to cope with is, dealing with the betrayal itself. That's when this person, so does it mean that everything you say is now a lie? Am I safe with you? You have to deal with trying to am I just generally safe with you? Is it okay for me to know that to be open to you again, to be open with you, to trust you at the level that I have trusted you before? You have to deal with the pain of the betrayal itself. Then you have to begin to grieve the loss of what you had, or is either what you had or what you believe that you had, because maybe you didn't even have it in the first place and you thought you had it. So you have to deal with that pain as well. The pain of, how, you know, were we even ever close? And if we were close, that thing that I thought we had, now I have lost it. You have to deal with that pain as well. You have to grieve over that loss. Then you have to begin to, sometimes some of the pain that you have to deal with is this person. How am I sure that is truly repentance? Is it because you were caught that you are now deciding to change, or because it has been spilled? Do you still really have any regard for me anymore, or are we just patching things, or you're just managing to be in this relationship with me? Those are some of the pain that you have to deal with. And sometimes you also have to deal with the pain of determining whether you can forgive this person or not. Can I really forgive this person? Is the person even worth forgiving? Because sometimes you catch someone and the person still feels like they have a right, and the way they go about things, it makes it even, for somebody that is repentant, it's forgiveness may seem a bit easier. But for people that, they don't even they're not bothered. They're not bothered. So how do you begin to deal with people like that? So that also is another thing that one has to deal with. To know that, okay, will it be okay to forgive this person? Do I even have what it takes to forgive this person? Am I the kind of person that can easily forgive and let go? And what is the relationship going to look like if we decide to forgive and move ahead? These are a lot of pressure, and the pressure also that you face from people shaming you, whether it is right to forgive or not, because the society is conditioned that once you catch a cheating spouse, the next thing is just let him go, just kick him and let him go. What do you want to do with that kind of loser? But if you are trying to say that, this particular loser, I still like this particular loser, you are judged for it, you are termed weak, and you have to deal with that societal pressure for people to believe that it's because you don't have a choice, that's why you are there. That is another pain that you have to deal with. And there's another pain is dealing with the person that you were cheated on with, especially if the person is in the neighborhood, is somewhere that you can see the person, is somebody that you know or you can easily see. In fact, these days the person doesn't even need to live around you. Once you just know that the person, you go and look for the person on Facebook and on social media, go and look for the person and begin to wonder, what is it about this person? You have that to deal with again. And if you are dealing with a very extremely bad person, they will rub it in your face. And I know that I've worked with people that is even the major pain. The fact that the mistress is rubbing it in their face. They just generally feel like, I don't send, that kind of attitude that is really, uh, as far as I'm concerned, very demonic. They have to deal with that as well. So, dealing with that is difficult at its way. So another thing that you have to think about is, can I trust again? And that is the big issue. Can I trust again? Can I really, really trust again? Because once trust has been broken, it's difficult to mend. And a lot of people confuse people that are trying to find out if they can trust again. They confuse it for you have not forgiven. Forgiving someone is a different ball game. Learning to trust again is a completely different ball game, because you are here, you have decided that you want to forgive, but each time there are triggers around you. Probably it happened at night, and anytime it is night time, you get to that point where you are wondering, and it's going out at night. You're wondering, this person is going out again. How am I sure it is not this particular time is when he usually does that thing? There's a lot of things to deal with. There's a lot to deal with. And so you are there and you're wondering how to build trust again. And it comes with a lot of pain, because sometimes you are too difficult on yourself, you are too hard on yourself, and you are too harsh on yourself. You want the healing process to just happen immediately, like nothing ever happened, and we are going to just continue like that. We put ourselves under that kind of undue pressure sometimes, and it's a lot to deal with. And so there's a lot for going on in the mind of the betrayed spouse that makes it really difficult at that time, as well as dealing with identity crisis. Who am I without this person? Especially if it is a woman, like we said from our previous discussions, women generally tend to find their identity with their spouses. They find their identity with their children. They define their identity around these people, and when they're having difficulty, with their marriage, with their children, it tends to erode the confidence that they have in themselves and their identity as well. So it is something that we need to think about as well, that there's a lot that is going on in the mind of the betrayed. And when it comes to the unfaithful spouse as well, I prefer to call them the perpetrators, because unfaithful already labels. But well, for clarity, we'll talk about unfaithful and what is it now? We'll talk about the unfaithful and perpetrator. I'll use it interchangeably, but usually I don't like using that word, because already it sorts of condemns already. So for the unfaithful, it is a different kind of pain. And like I keep trying to make people understand, the pain is not for the betrayed alone. The unfaithful also face their own kind of pain. And for them, one of the pain that they have to deal with is the pain of being caught. And you think that it is, shame is real. Shame is real. They feel a lot of shame. They feel shame. They don't understand, how. the reason for getting into the affair in the first place suddenly thins out. They begin to face reality, and facing reality makes them see how stupid of a decision they've made, which is huge. Is huge for them. They have to face and deal with that shame of being caught. And if you have ever been ashamed, especially on, if it is something that blew out of proportion, probably it's not in the family alone, maybe it's not just your wife that found out, maybe the children also had to find out about it. If you're in a religious setting, maybe the church also found out about it. If you are in if you are a technocrat, say the office had to find out about it. It's difficult to face people again, because suddenly it erodes completely who you are, and you're trying to find yourself all over again. Sometimes they also have to deal with the decision that they made, the pain of the poor decision that they made, because at that time of getting into the affair, maybe there is something. And sincerely, I want us to take a sympathetic approach to some of these things, because I've been in counseling with people, and if we judge people from ahead of time, sorry, if you judge people ahead of time, it makes them close up. They don't tell you some things. I remember that I was talking to a particular man some time ago, and he was talking about the fact that, yeah, I did commit this, I did have this affair, but as at that time, I just suddenly felt trapped. I felt trapped. I'm this person that always likes to do the right thing. I had proposed to this lady, and I started noticing in her different character that I can't deal with. She's a bit rude. She's a bit opinionated about everything. She's overbearing of some sort. Even interfacing with the lady, I could see that she was a bit rude. There was nothing that she couldn't say to her husband. Nothing was just inappropriate. You look at him in the face and say, "But you're behaving foolish." That kind of thing. The guy couldn't deal. But because they were from a religious setting, people knew that they were in a relationship. He just felt it was going to be awkward to just call off the relationship. And he eventually was in that relationship. But the relationship became abusive of some sort. There was a lot of verbal abuse and emotional abuse here and there. And at a point, he just felt, you know what? I just need to break free. But after making that decision, by the time you get caught, you're now beginning to wonder, is it really worth it to stake everything just for this, to escape my pain, for a few hours? Is it worth it? So you have to deal with that pain as well. Then they deal with the issue of, will I ever be able to gain my self dignity and respect back? Is this something that I would ever be able to regain back? But while I talk about some of this pain, because I want it to be all inclusive, if there is any pain that that people have gone through, and you want to just put that in the comments, please, so that people that are also experiencing some of these things, they can read it and just find comfort and know that, well, I'm not alone in this. The way I feel is being validated by another person, because there are so many kind of pain, and I cannot obviously talk about everything. So if there's a pain that someone that has suffered, you can just write it in the comment section, and let this be a dialogue instead of a monologue. So yeah. So they have to deal with, will I ever be able to gain my self-respect back? Is this something that is going to be possible in this lifetime? Is this something that is ever going to be possible in this lifetime? Would I be able to get my self-respect back? And especially if it is a man. If it is a man. Because don't forget that men, they are made everybody acknowledges the ego of a man. It is God himself that puts it in a man. And if a man does this, is even a woman complains if her ego is being eroded every day, not to talk of a man, and he begins to worry, would I ever have respect again before this person? Would I ever have respect again before this person? Would this person ever be able to hold me in high esteem again? So that too is something that's, the perpetrator will also have to deal with. Then, sometimes one thing that is very common that I don't know if you have thought about is people that have gone into affairs, especially whether maybe I think it's a gender neutral issue, that sometimes you have colored hearing. Your hearing somehow has become colored, and whatever is being said to you, you begin to pick out things that even if they are unsaid, you begin to pick out these things, and which makes it even a lot more difficult to build, your self-confidence back, because now you have to deal with the issue of somebody gives a side comment. Are they talking to me? Are they talking about me? Or now I've become the laughing stock of everybody. And for the perpetrator, you also have to be able to deal with this pain and also be able to snap out of it and know that people, this is forever going to be an elephant in the room. And the earlier you get comfortable with people talking about it and you don't feel victimized, the better for you. Because if we continue to feel like this thing is being done to me, is being done against me, then you may never be able to recover. So one has to be able to get to that point where you know that this is going to be an issue forever. It's an elephant in the room, and I have to get comfortable with people talking about this when I'm there. I have to be comfortable with people, with just stop seeing yourself as the victim all the time of people trying to talk to you, talk about you, and all of that. So we need to also be mindful of that as well. Then I think that one other pain that the perpetrator faces is the pain of protecting their partner from pain. How much effort should I put into protecting my partner? How much effort should I put into protecting my partner from this the pain? That because sometimes they begin to do too much and it's from a good place, but sometimes it's also misinterpreted. They don't want their partners to suffer. They know that this person is feeling low, feeling bad, and now how much detail do I tell this person? And in trying to protect their partner, they continue to make more mistakes. They continue to make more and more mistakes. They continue to make more and more mistakes, which also makes it really difficult. So I think that is also another thing that they will have to deal with. And infidelity, there's no two way to it. It's a deeply traumatizing issue. It's a deeply traumatizing issue for both parties. It's a deeply traumatizing issue, and I've tried to address why it is deeply traumatizing, and that is simply because of the kind of importance that we now attach to marriage. Is it wrong for us to attach that kind of importance to marriage? No. But I think that in putting your heart out there, I think you should do it with your heart and your head at the same time. You shouldn't get to a point where the only thing that you are doing is just loving without reasoning. I think that our most of the time we love with our emotional self, and but I think that the recommendation is for us to be able to love from both our emotional self and our intellectual self. Let's love with our emotions, but yet love with our intellect. You can't just love blindly and not recognize the harm that is on the way. That is being naive. We need to grow beyond naivety and learn how to love in a way that you are preserved. Self-preservation is part of love. Self-preservation is part of love, and we need to get to a point where we are able to preserve self and at the same time love in a healthy manner. And I think the word here for me is loving in a healthy manner. And so I've spoken to people, and sometimes I just want to quickly give a little report about things that I've heard, when people talk about, infidelity. I was counseling with someone some time ago, and he was talking to me. We were trying to resolve the issue between himself and his wife. And one of the things that he said is that, though in our personal sessions together, is that everybody expects that because I was caught, that I should be sorry and that I should want to continue the relationship. But truth is, nobody is asking me what I really want to do. And what actually happened with this guy is that he came back. He was in a relationship with one of his exes, and they were actually planning to elope when the wife caught him. Unfortunately for him, the wife is also a I think for them, the wife, we can't really call the wife the breadwinner of sorts, but she was also a very strong presence because she was contributing more to the home. It was not because he was irresponsible. It was just that the wife was contributing more. And everybody felt like, oh, this is your savior. You should be more grateful to her. You should, but he didn't really feel that way. And he just felt like everybody expects that I will be sorry. But nobody is asking me. And I think that until we begin to talk about these issues in a sympathetic way, knowing that people are not stupid, knowing that, yeah, they might have committed a stupid act, made poor choices, but people are not stupid and they don't want to, lose everything on the altar of just having an affair. And can I begin to ask you and be willing to listen? What did this mean for you? Even the wife, the betrayed, the wife of the spouses of unfaithful spouses, yeah, I always ask them to try as much as possible to ask investigative questions that would help you to, better and further your relationship in such a way that it will become more productive. It will become more productive. It will not just be about what has been done and what hasn't been done. It will also be about, the gains. What can I, the gains. You'll be able to rake in the gains from the things that have happened, to your relationship. People should, I think that instead of just always judging and, telling people that this is what you have done wrong, you should be nailed for it, you should die for it, especially in religious setting, people become pretenders. They don't open up, they don't tell the truth. Let's find out why are you on that journey? Are you trying to recover lost self? Are you trying to escape reality for a while? And what is the reality that is on ground that is so scary that you need to take a break from time to time? By the time we're able to talk to people from a non-judgmental perspective, we are able to understand why they went into it, and then real help can be offered to these people, and then real solutions will be gotten to their problems. And so if there is anything that I would want to advise people during this period, I would want to say that we should try as much as possible to, untie our self-esteem from marriages. Untie it. You can detach your self-esteem, your self-worth from your marriage. And it is not a wicked advice. It is an advice that can preserve. It is an advice that can preserve. Knowing that I am working with another human being that is sometimes unpredictable. They even don't understand themselves. They are prone to errors. My partner is not God and can make mistakes. That way, you are better prepared for events that can happen. Is it that I will trust with a pinch of salt, or whatever you say, I'll begin to doubt you? No. But that little margin for error, you should always give room for it, so that whatever happens does not shatter you as a person. Does not, because right now, dealing with people that have gone through infidelity, we are not even dealing with the pains of infidelity alone. We are dealing with, people's lost identity, trying to find out, who am I without you? Who am I without the marriage? Who am I? And I think that that is too much of an investment to put into people. It is so much of an investment to put into people. So I think we should learn to balance, knowing that yes, I love you with the whole of my might, but at the same time, if there is error, let me make a little bit of accommodation for whatever error. And secondly, I think that we should begin to think about, you know can is infidelity, is it the end of the relationship? If infidelity occurs in a relationship, is it the end of that relationship? Because like I said, the societal pressure now is about, once the person is unfaithful, just the marriage is irredeemable. Well, maybe I should say this now. The laws that guide marriage and the laws that guide relationships are different. If you are in a relationship and you are not married, and now you can see signs of infidelity in your partner, you are not yet married, I think this is the time to run. This is not the time to have faith that things would improve. This is not the time to have faith that I can change this person, especially if the person, in fact, you're not married yet. So I don't know why you may want to give such people a second chance. But if they've proven to be who they are, if they have shown you who they are, I think you should believe it. You should not begin to make things up in your own head, thinking that they might have made a mistake with who they are trying to tell me that they are. Then that is your fault. It is not their fault. So I think that we should get to the point where we begin to appreciate that, yeah, in if you are unmarried and the goal is to get married, and already I have a cheating partner on my hands, then it might be a serious concern, because it may you don't talk with finality when you're talking with about human beings, but it's a very, very, very serious flag that you have on your hand. But if you are married and there is something good about that relationship, there is something to fight for, because sometimes we become very myopic and we make it about just the affair alone, and it is just the affair, and why would you ever do that in your lifetime, and you close your heart to all the other things that the person is doing or has done. Then I also think that's another is an extreme perspective. I think that we should give people grace enough to judge them. This issue, is it something that he fell into? Was it a temptation that he yielded to, or was it just if somebody is showing that they don't care and they want to hurt you, well, that is a different ball game. Like I said, every case deserves its own individuality, really. But if you know that there is something to fight for in your own marriage, I think infidelity doesn't necessarily spell doom in a relationship. It is something that we can recover from. we can actually recover from relationship, and truly it can make the relationship stronger, because both parties gain their voices back. You are able to negotiate for better. You are able to address issues that have been swept under the carpet. If you don't make the perpetrator the villain, and don't make him, you don't want to crucify him, you want to hear the truth from him or her, and give her the opportunity to tell you what they were missing, what was not intact, what the relationship meant to them. And if you can recreate it in your own, that fear of loss, I think usually both parties begin to sit up, and you can build something different and something better than what you had before. But the thing is, there is an obsession with a lot of us that and can our relationship ever go to where it was before? I think that if you are expecting your relationship to get back to where it was before, that might be asking for too much. That relationship that you had with your partner, you may never be able to regain it back. But you can build something different, because to be hoping that you get back into that space, it will not be exactly true. You may be hoping and wishing for too much. But if you are able to accept reality and work with what you have, you can build something different, something, and it can also be better. You can actually build something better if you allow the chance to do it. We need a lot of courage to rebuild. We need a lot of courage to forgive. And sincerely, another thing that I also want us to consider is there are times that really and truly you some people are unable to forgive. Some people are unable to forgive, and I think that everybody deserves their own individuality. If you are that person, there's a way you work with people, and you know that it will always be an issue, probably because of their own set of experiences and exposure. They know that no, this is just it for me. I can never recover from this. It's okay as well to know that, yeah, it's a big deal that this person can forgive, and it's okay to just let the person be and let the person do life the way it suits the person. I think nobody should be put under pressure to do anything, but working with people to determine who they are and what they have the strength to be able to accomplish. So for me, I think that another thing that is a major problem that I also think that I want to address is the issue of the perpetrator of the crime. The betrayed, feeling like it is a sin that was deliberately committed against them. I think that if there is anything that one should also pay attention to, is the fact that when infidelity happens, sometimes it is not a calculated move by your partner to hurt you. Does it happen? Yes. But like I said, I'm talking about well-meaning people that didn't even understand that they were going to ever cross the line. Like, we have pastors in this category, we have imams in this category, we have CEOs that are doing extremely well, we have moral people that, all their lives they've been moral, they've lived a life of integrity, and yet they cross the line. Sometimes their partner begins to think that, yeah, this is something, a calculated attempt at hurting me. I would just want to simply say that, please, sometimes it is not about you, it is about who the person is becoming, and they are becoming, they want something different. It's just not you. They may even, and sometimes they respect you so much that they clean their tracks properly. So it is not usually about you. They want to hurt me. And I think that if we're able to step back and know that sometimes it is not about me, it is about you. And you step in power, you step in your with your courage, and to be able to say that, okay, this is about you, so how can I help you? You are not the victim here. The victim knows himself, and I'm here to support and, help you to clean up the mess. Not necessarily that you wanted to do this against me. If you can remove yourself, if you have been betrayed, from that picture, and know that, yeah, this is about my partner, and I want to support my partner as much as possible, I think that will also be a good mental shift to have. There is a lot to talk about. There is a lot to talk about, especially when it comes to healing for people that have been betrayed before. There is a lot to talk about. There is a lot to, to learn and to figure out. There's a lot of confusion going on everywhere, and that is why I would want to, if you are going through this, it is, like I said, it is traumatizing. It is not just painful, but also very traumatizing. And my heart always goes out to people that are experiencing betrayal. If you have experienced betrayal before, it is a big deal. It's a big deal. Like I said, it almost shatters the very essence of who you are. But we are getting wiser, and we are, getting people to become more equipped, to face this, because it happens. It's more rampant than we think it is. And so how do I keep saying? How do I keep myself? And if this has happened to me before, what do I do to really have come to bounce back? Because some people now carry the pain of betrayal and begin to unleash it on everybody that they come across. You will really need to heal from this pain. You really need to heal from the pain of betrayal. You will need to heal. You will need to pick up the pieces of your life once again. And so if this is something that you have experienced, I think that you should begin to talk to someone. You should begin to talk to a professional that can help you. Talk to someone that can help you. Talk to someone that they know what they're doing, that can help you to recover from these very traumatic experiences. During the course of this discussion, I've had calls where I've had to speak to people. If you want to speak to us, that's fine. We'll drop our description. We'll drop our contact in the description below. If this is something that you want to do, if you need somebody to walk you on this journey, it can be a very desolate journey. And one of the joy of doing this is to be able to help you walk to that place where you can regain confidence again and regain your identity. So if that is what you are interested in doing, then we'll be here for you. Another thing that I also want to say is that if you are interested in learning, like for instance, you need to be in therapy and you feel like, okay, this therapy is something that I don't have the resources for, which is not expensive anyway, because it's cheaper than doing this on your own and suffering in silence. It's cheaper than buying your phones. It's cheaper than buying any of those things that you throw in the garbage after a while. But if this is something that you think that you cannot afford for now, we also have courses. We have courses on our website that can help you process your pain. It is the closest to therapy that you can have. It is the closest to therapy. It is very explicit. It is meant to heal you on your journey. So if this is something that you are interested in, you want to take a course, like a self-help, to helping you walk through your pain and being able to recover and heal properly, if that is what you are interested in doing, then you can take our course. We have several courses on our website, but for this particular one, we have a course that is called the Aftermath of Infidelity. We have a course that is titled The Aftermath of Infidelity, and it is there to help you for healing and for rebuilding your relationship. But if you want to speak to if you want to be in therapy, if you want to speak to a counselor, that is why we are here. And my heart sincerely goes out to people that have been hurt in this regard. My heart sincerely goes out to you, and I hope and pray that you heal and that you heal well, and that all the lessons that come with infidelity, that you'll be able to harness them, because it comes with a lot of lessons to learn. It comes with a lot of it comes with a lot of goodness, really. You begin to discover who you are. You become more of yourself. And if there's any gifts, like people that have gone through cancer, they say that they have a new perspective after they had, life-threatening issues. If you have ever had, like during COVID, so a lot of us began to make new decisions. We had new perspective because we know that now that I'm not going out, what do I really need all these shoes for? What do I need all these clothes for? Why have I ever been shouting that I didn't have enough? Because it gave us a new perspective. So also will infidelity. It will give you a new perspective. It will give you a new view to life. You are able to see things differently. And so my heart reaches out to you, and I hope that you will not waste that pain. You will not waste that pain, because if you waste that pain, then the pain has just come and gone. But you need to be able to trap, you need to be able to trap the pain and be able to make it yield good results for you. And on that note, there is a lot of perspective to talk about. How do I begin to build trust again? Those are issues that we need to learn how to do again. How do I, there are so many things. How do we begin to discuss this in our home? How would my partner know how to support me if I'm the betrayed? How would they know how to support me? How will they know when I'm being triggered? What are the things that trigger me to get into that space again where I feel the hot afresh all over again? The support that you need, even for the unfaithful spouse. What are the kind of support that you need? These are some of the things that we'll continue to talk about. We can't do that in one video, but for now, like I said, we are back in class. We need to begin to learn some things, but this had to come because of the life issue that I was handling. But like I said, we are going to take this slow and steady. We are going to continue to build using one block after the other. If there's any issue that I feel like, okay, you need to be a part of, I'll throw it open. But I think we should take it steady. We should take it slow and steady. We should begin to build. But I continue to assure you that if learning about relationship and having a healthy one, I'm not talking about just any relationship, but if having a healthy relationship is your goal, then I am here to help you achieve that goal. And that will bring me to the end of today's broadcast, and I hope that you have learned something. I hope that because today, like I said, the topic that I wanted to talk about today is infidelity, the issues to consider. Those are the things that we looked at today. My name again is Nike Adekunle, and I'm a couple therapist and relationship coach. And until I come your way again next Saturday, while you are helping me talk to friends and liking and sharing our videos, I would want to sign out now. Thank you for being here today. I think let me just quickly acknowledge some people that I can see here. I can see Olaton Idowu. Oh, Tom, thank you very much. I can see Lawal Yetunde Busoya. He's watching. Ezina Elo Chuku is here. Niyidumade is here. Thank you very much. Sunday Otusoya is here. Tena Atera is here. Thank you very much. Feisha Oladimeji, thank you very much. Ogechia no Laba is here. Evelyn Omoadoni is here. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. And thanks for helping me to like and share the videos until I come your way again. Sorry for the interruptions that we had on Instagram, but I'll try to post this on Instagram and on YouTube. Thanks for always joining me to do this. Because you are here, it makes it easier for me to do, and I'm always very grateful. Until I come your way next Saturday, bye for now. Thank you.